there's no such thing as a must-have mod. Let's be perfectly honest with ourselves. These are additional items that you put on something you didn't need anyway. However, if there was such a thing as a must-have mod, then I'm going to show you two of them today. And they are for Godzilla. Well, I was going to say Godzilla's, all Godzilla machines, be they Pro, LE, Premium, whatever you might have. What I'm going to show you today is going to improve your game massively. Now, it may well be that you've already seen the first one, which is Stumblor Pinball's wonderful Tokyo Neon modification. I don't have it in my hand right now because it's already installed on the machine. Myself and Spencer have done an installation video which will be released very, very soon. What I do have in my hand is Mojo Mods' latest offering, which is not this. It's this. To the untrained eye, they look similar, but I'm going to show you why they're not. Let's just deal with this dude first. It's Godzilla. Smaller. I never thought I was bigger than Godzilla. Smaller than I thought. This is what comes as standard in your Godzilla pinball machine. Now, Stern do a lot worse than this. It's not horrendous. Far from it, actually. Compared to the sort of cardboard cutout bit of plastic on my Deadpool Pro. Or I think they have the same on Iron Maiden. In fact, on Godzilla itself. If you have a Pro version of Godzilla, go and look at Mecha Godzilla. It's a simple one-piece bit of plastic that looks like a cardboard cutout. It looks awful. A lot of people remove it. It's cheap. It's nasty. It's no good. This is not like that. This is a decent enough model, but that doesn't mean that it can't be improved upon. And improve upon it, Mojo Mods have certainly done. In case you're wondering, this is Jazz Boosh off of the forum. Now, I'm going to be showing you later on, I'm going to be sharing with you a link where you can get these modifications. What is great about Mojo Mods' new version of Godzilla is he's doing this in conjunction with Davey at Stumblor Pinball. You're seeing the very best of what UK mod making has to offer. And I have to say, they both massively improved the machine. I'm going to fit this later on. I'm not going to show you a video of how I fit it, but what I'm going to do is show you quite how much it lifts the machine. Because what you've got here with this guy, and I'll sort of edit in some additional B-roll footage where I'll show you a little bit more closely. Look, he's bigger. He's interactive, as a lot of these things are. All of these, do we call them spines? I'm sure there's a name for them. But the back of a stegosaurus. They have. I say back of it. I've never seen a stegosaurus. Never mind the back of one. Nobody has. But anyway, I'm sure it's got a name. But whatever these are, these light up. They glow. The inside of his mouth, the atomic breath, the atomic bad breath, that glows as well. It's very, very hard to see at the moment. If you're looking at this angle, he's got individual teeth. It's so well done. The detail is wonderful. Now, the comparison between this and this is really important. It's not just that he's bigger. It's just not that he's more vibrant. He's actually holding a train, crushing a train, which, as you know, if you've got Godzilla, that's part of the deal, right? That's part of the game. He goes around and he destroys trains, amongst other things. If you're a Tokyo resident, beware. You might not think Godzilla's a good guy. This Godzilla, I find him a bit of a halfway house. He doesn't look like the Godzilla that's on the footage, that's on screen, that sort of old archive Godzilla footage. But also he doesn't look like the depictions of Godzilla on the artwork that's been wonderfully created by Zombie Yeti. You're reminded of this all the time, of course, because that artwork's festooned across the playfield, across the cabinet, and on the back box. Really, talented artist, very good. But he doesn't look like that. He does, however, look like this. This is a perfect representation. And because it's a perfect representation of the artwork, it matches the theme perfectly. It just looks right. This little dude, as I say, I'll show you the difference later on, but this little dude gets lost a little bit on the playfield. This guy doesn't. He stands out, and there are some wonderful features which you can set by using Stumblor Pinball's Lollipops, which this bolts into. I'm going to show you, I've got the little box down here. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, a lollipop, I'm not talking about something that you lick here, by the way. When I talk about a lollipop, wasn't it? I got this sent in a box with a. This isn't the final packaging, as I understand it, but I got it sent with a box with a footprint on it. Not my footprint, Godzilla's footprint. You understand? This here, I've not even got my glasses on. This is a Lollipop board. They are very, very clever. I think it says Stumblor Pinball on it. It does. It does say it. It's very nice. It's good, Davey. It's good. This will enable you to do all sorts of clever stuff. Now, there are much better videos, technical videos, than what I'm going to produce now, which will tell you what all that entails. Our good friend Collie Wobbles, who's produced some wonderful plastics, some wonderful additions. Collie Wobbles did that great sign that you can see there. He produced that Who sign, which maybe you can see over there. A lot of the stuff we have, a lot of the plastic protectors, slingshot protectors, a lot of the stuff I have on every single one of my machines. Funnily enough, I've just got a load of plastic protectors here, which I'm going to stick on X-Men later on. All of that is done by Collie Wobbles. Does a lot of great stuff. So what he's done, he's actually altered the mounting plate that this dude's going to sit on. Oh, sorry, it's this dude, isn't it? It's actually altered the mounting plate as well. It's so good to see just so many of the UK guys getting together and supporting each other. I think it's absolutely amazing. Anyway, Collie Wobbles, Colin, who makes the plastics, he's already produced a video about the installation. So I'm gonna link that underneath. He goes into a lot more technical detail, a lot better detail than I will. However, what I do want to do is get these dudes installed. But when they are installed, the point is once this is plugged in to Davey Stumblor Pinball's Lollipop board, you can program it to light up whenever at whatever point you wish it to. So if you want it to light up, for instance, when the ball hits the captive ball, which is in that sort of vicinity of the play field, if you hit that, then basically it's going to light up. It's going to look like he's going to get a bit leery, a little bit agitated. I think these are wonderful. I think everything that these guys are doing, be it Paul or Davey or in conjunction with one another, really adds to the machine. I think all this stuff should be on, particularly in limited edition, all this stuff should be on there anyway. It's about making the very best machine that you can. And what it shows you is when these creative thinkers start producing modifications, they really do make the game the very best it can be. And I can't get enough. I've got the art blades on there, got Collie Wobbles plastics, I've got the... There's a modification that sits on the top that stops the balls draining down the middle when a building collapses. Listen, that's a nice mod, but this is on a completely different level. This and Davey's wonderful neon sign, they're interactive. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. There's more to come, by the way, and we will absolutely feature that on this channel. What we've got to come is a UFO mod. As well as, I believe, something that will make the slingshots light up, which sounds great. I do love all the lights. It's all part of it, right? It's an amusement arcade. It's all about flashing lights and wonderfully vibrant games. This just adds to all of that sort of stuff. And I do believe what I'm really looking forward to seeing amongst all of this is I do believe Davey is producing... If you look on the back glass, Godzilla is breathing his atomic breath, or at least certainly on the premium one that I have. Davey at Stumblor Pinball is looking to get an illuminated bad breath. I remember seeing one video of it, but that was very much at the prototype stage. It looks excellent. For the UFO mod, keep your powder dry on that, because that's being produced by Paul. By Mojo Mods, who produced this. Again, he's working in conjunction with Stumblor. This is a really, really important collaboration by these two, by a model maker extraordinaire, working in conjunction and collaborating with somebody who's so good at programming and electronics. You really are getting the very, very best of both worlds. And when you find them mounting... Probably not mounting Colin. Let's just backtrack a little bit, shall we? Paul and Davey are not mounting Colin. Let's just say if what they're going to do is mount their wonderful modifications on Colin's plastics. I've spoken enough. Should we go and take a look at the mods? Now, primarily, I'm going to be covering two main modifications on the game, and that is Stumblor's wonderful Tokyo neon sign, which you can see there, and of course, as you'll know, Mojo Mods wonderful atomic Godzilla. You can see him glowing at the back there. But what I also want to do is take the opportunity to speak about somebody else who I mentioned earlier, which is Collywobbles, because he produces these plastics. Now, when I say plastics, you might think of plastics as well, just basically clear bits of acrylic. However, what he can do with these things is quite amazing. Now, he doesn't just produce these for Godzilla, he produces them for every single game. So you can see here where you charge the heat ray. This is lovely. This is for the coin door. Beautiful bit there. And this here, which is, I mean, it probably looks 3D. It really is. That's, what do they call it? That's not embossed. Decoupage? I don't know. I'm struggling here to know what the term is. But that goes on the, that covers the twanger, basically. So this would go just here, and that covers that up. But he produces some absolutely lovely stuff, as well as the protectors that you'll see here that are shining blue. What they do is they help protect these plastics which crack. They really are plastic protectors. I've actually got one here, which you may hopefully be able to see. This one is due to be fitted in there, and that will go, but it goes underneath there. The reason I haven't fitted that is I actually think, let me just get a bit more light on the subject, I actually think that this can be improved. The problem, if there is any, oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Excuse me, let me just turn the volume down on this. The problem, if there is any, with these mods that Stumblor Pinball have produced and Mojo Mods have produced, is they make everything else look awful, with the exception of Mechagodzilla, who I pointed out there. So I actually think that this would almost be better. No hints, Cole. With these things that you see on the clipper bats, again, they are produced by Collywobbles. They're just more in keeping with it. However, what I have done is I've put one of these plastics on the back there. I mean, it really glows. It really stands out. It definitely gives the game a real vibrancy. Let's start with Stumblor's Tokyo Neon mod. It's absolutely glorious, and I would have put some B-roll footage in already, so you've seen what it looks like before. There's no comparison. It really stands out. And not only that, it's functional. It's completely functional. So the purpose of the plastic that was there before was to tell you whether a battle is lit, when the scoop is lit, why you'll be hitting that scoop, what you're achieving by hitting it, be it summoning an ally, a Godzilla power-up, or just battling one of his enemies. But it just looks so much better. It really does have that look of a street sign in Tokyo. So I think it's must-have, and it's completely programmable. This is it. I don't want to get too much into the technicalities of it because I don't know. However, you can program the sequence in which the lights go on, the colours of them, where it's got here, where you've very much got this sort of Japanese sun colour scheme there. Actually included within the pack when you purchase that, there are various different inserts, so you can even change that if you want to. Stumblor Pinball supply this. Now let's go and have a look at what I've just fitted today. This is stunning. You sure, hopefully it'll do it justice with the camera here. You can see him glowing there. Now all I can say is, hopefully you can see that it's actually pulsing with the light being emitted from him. I'm looking at it through the screen now. I know you can see it pulsing. It doesn't do it justice. It's so vibrant. It's so blue. It's illuminating that whole back section right by the backboard there. Now, we've been through the fact that he's holding a train and he looks exactly the same as the Godzilla you will see on the artwork. Where is he? Let's just kind of have a look at him here. That's the same guy, right? That's exactly the same. And when I say he was festooned across the game, he's over here. Here he is over here. He's on the back box. He's on the cabinet. And he's also interactive. And the reason he's interactive is because you can actually hook this up with one of Stumblor Pinball's Lollipop boards, as I mentioned earlier. I've done exactly that. Now, actually, we've got a game in progress at the moment, but only because I accidentally hit the start button. And I don't know if I'll be able to actually demonstrate this now. I'll see if I can. What I'll do is, let me just move the camera slightly and see if I can get a slightly better position for this. Right, let's just try and hit that captive ball, shall we? Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that flicker in there. So when I hit it, it flickers. Now the great thing about this modification is, if you don't want it to flicker on there, at the moment I've got it set to flicker when it hits that. You could actually set him to be activated when it goes on a ramp, sort of anywhere. These two mods now make it all stand out so completely that, as I say, with the exception of maybe Mechagodzilla, and to a lesser extent the building, but the building can be improved upon, still, it looks cheap. These are not just regular sort of bolt-on mods here. These are better. I've got to say it. These are better than what that Stern can design. These are massive upgrades on what you're getting. I mean, you don't even get this stuff in the LEs. Now, what I'll do is underneath this video, and when I say underneath this video, in the comments section, I will put the details of where you can purchase this wonderful Tokyo neon sign from Stumblor Pinball. You can purchase that direct from Stumblor. I will give you details of where you can purchase the Atomic Godzilla. That is from Mojo Mods. Now that's Paul, who is Jazzboosh of the Pinball Info Forum, which is basically the UK version, the British version of Pinside. An excellent forum. It's a massive part of our community over here in the UK. So you can contact him on there, or he actually has a page on Pinside. But I do want to stress, you know, these are two guys in the UK who are producing, you know, top quality mods, and we're very, very proud of them. And you can certainly go and vote. This modification here, this wonderful Tokyo neon sign from Stumblor Pinball, is actually up for the awards, for the TWIPY Awards for modification, pinball modification of the year. I voted for it. I am biased. You know, I'm not pretending that I'm not, but they are amazing. Just because I'd consider Davey a mate who produces this, I'm not just saying that because he is. It is absolutely wonderful. Also, what I'll do is, if you want to get your hands on some of Colliewobbles' amazing plastics, which you can see there, some amazing stuff he produces. That bit was from the coin door, if you remember. Then I will link I'll link his page below again. You can find him on Pinball Info. He's called Colliewobbles. Because his name's Colin and he wobbles a lot. So that's all going to be in the description below if you want to get yourself some plastics. He'll produce plastics for any game. As I say, it's not absolutely not only for Godzilla. And in fact, Colliewobbles himself has got his own channel, his own YouTube channel. So if you want to go and have a little look at what he's doing at the moment, then I will link his YouTube channel below. Go and give it a little subscribe. Go and check out what he's doing. He's just completely refurbished and brought a Spider-Man, Stern Spider-Man back to life. And what he's done with it is absolutely wonderful. That's probably a better showcase of what he can do. One last thing before I end the video that I just wanted to point out here. You may have heard us talk about it on other videos. This here is a UFO. Well, it's not. It's a pop bumper. But as part of the game, it's a UFO. It's a flying saucer. You have to destroy that flying saucer. In one of the modes in the game, there's a sort of destroy flying saucer multi-ball on there. It's a big part of the game, hitting that. I think you'll all agree it doesn't really look like a flying saucer very much, though. It's actually meant to look like this. And the great news is that Stumblor Pinball, producers of the Tokyo Neon sign, and Mojo Mods, producers of Atomic Godzilla, are collaborating, as I mentioned earlier, to create a UFO mod for there. It is stunning. It's absolutely stunning. I think they'll be taking orders. They may well even be taking orders already. If they are, again, I'll put the link below. You're gonna find out an awful lot about this stuff just by clicking the link at the bottom of this screen. It's not immediately evident. YouTube are not great for that. There's a little drop-down menu. You'll find all the details on there. I'll make sure I copy and paste everything in there, from Collywobble's fantastic plastics. It's great. I love that. Absolutely love this stuff. To Davey Stumblor's amazing Tokyo Neon mod. Look at that. I can't tell you, the camera, and this is not a bad camera, they don't do it justice. In real life, it's even better. Let's go and take one more look. Oh, he's a bad dude. I mean, just the way you've got the individual teeth there, the way it's very much glowing out of his mouth. You can see his eyes are glowing. The attention to detail on these guys' mods is phenomenal. Great job, guys. Great job. It's really, really lifted my machine. This is a really enjoyable game, Godzilla. It's a long game, don't get me wrong. You don't want to be playing this while you're popping the toast in for a couple of minutes. However, I think you'll all agree that those two mods really, really frame this game and set it off. So much so, I cannot wait to see what these guys produce next. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed, I really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, please. And if you like it, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, if you like and subscribe, then maybe when people are sort of surfing YouTube and they're looking at other pinball-based YouTube content, then this might pop up as a suggested video, and it basically helps the channel out, basically. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back very, very soon with something else.